So I asked y'all to send in your family's favorite Thanksgiving recipes and you did not disappoint. We had so many to choose from. It was actually very hard to narrow it down and y'all are making me so hungry going through them, but we picked out a handful. We might have to make another video so I can share more of your recipes, but I love that y'all's recipes are not like your normal or they have like a good spin on the classics. So today we are making your Thanksgiving recipes. So we're gonna start with just a really easy appetizer. When I saw these ingredients, I was like, I have to make this. All you're gonna need is some cream cheese, crescent rolls, an egg, dill, salt, pepper, garlic, which I have the blend because that's all three of those. The recipe calls for onion powder. Instead of using onion powder, I am gonna just switch it up a little bit and do some of this cracked pepper Parmesan because I think that'll be really good. And then we're gonna eat this with some Ritz crackers. Now I am gonna tell you guys for each recipe who it's from and a little bit of a story. So this recipe is actually from my friend Harrison and he makes me laugh all the time. Like one of my favorite people. We're always messaging on Instagram and reading this recipe that he sent, I was in stitches. I was laughing so hard. So this is what he says his mom makes for every Thanksgiving or just any get together for that fact. It is a cream cheese log and he says that it can be from the fridge to the table in under 20 minutes. So that's like my kind of recipe. Let me just tell y'all his description of this. He says it is a warm, melty cream cheese encased in buttery, flaky crescent dough and spread on a salty Ritz cracker. Lord, take me away. This crowd-pleasing appetizer is something my mom whips up every Thanksgiving or for any gathering. She found this recipe in a Philadelphia cream cheese cookbook that she was given by a parent of one of her students back in the 80s. So y'all, I am so excited to make this. It's gonna be super simple and right up my alley.
Yeah, this is straight from the source.
This is straight from the source. Now I don't have Philadelphia cream cheese. I feel bad. I have Food Line brand, or no, it's Walmart brand. But either way. Okay, so he said that you only use half of a roll of crescent dough. So I saw this little tiny.
Yeah, the mini-me version.
The mini-me version, and I was like, well, that's perfect because it's literally half of the regular size. So we're gonna try it out this way. Okay, so when he was explaining it, he said to cut, the crescent roll sheet in half. So I'm assuming it means like this way. So I'm just gonna kind of sit them on top of each other. And then he said to pinch together all these seams. Y'all, Bunky just was like, oh my goodness. I was like, what?
Hey. I really need to retire these jeans.
Clearly.
There's a big hole in this pocket. Obviously large enough for an iPhone to slide.
That's dangerous, B. Okay, y'all, I just told Monkey that he and I don't need a whole block of cream cheese, but he says, yes, we do.
We're following these recipes as
to a T.
As provided.
Okay, so just take your block of cream cheese and you're gonna sit it right here in the center. Let me wash my hands. Okay, now this is where we season our cream cheese. And he did say if you wanna add your favorite seasonings, by all means, but I think his sound really good. So I'm gonna sprinkle some dill right on top. Try not to get like too heavy-handed here, but we do want to have some good flavor.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And actually, I actually really love the flavor of dill. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's good. We're gonna do salt, pepper, garlic. Okay, and then like I said, a little bit of this cracked pepper Parmesan, and this comes out like super fast, so I'm gonna sprinkle it in my hand first. If y'all have not tried this Kinder's seasoning, it's become like one of our favorites. I put it in everything. How's that?
Perfect.
Good?
Perfect.
Okay. Now, we just wrap this bad boy up. Already looking so pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of pinch your seams.
Mmm. Oh my goodness.
I know, it's gonna be so good. Now over here on the sides, make sure you like pinch this all together because you don't want your cheese,
oozing out.
Oozing out. So the last thing we have to do is just whisk our egg. We're gonna brush it all over our log, pop it in the oven at 350 for 15-20 minutes. It'll be done. Like the most easiest appetizer, and I'm excited about it. Okay, last thing that Harrison said is to the top of this, if you want to add like a little sprinkle of the dill, you can. I think that'll make it look, prettier, more festive. And then also just a little pinch of flaky sea salt. cannot wait for this one. While that is baking in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and get started on the second recipe. And this comes from Jessica, and she calls it a cheesy corn bake. And y'all, when I read the ingredients, I was like, I have to make this because one of my favorite things is like corn casserole at Thanksgiving. She said this recipe is hands down the crowd favorite at her family's Thanksgiving. She said that it originated from one of their premier barbecue restaurants in their local area of Kansas City.
Oh.
So you know already like it's gonna be so good, okay? She said that over the years she has made it her own, and that her boys, which are 23 and 17, she said they would not even come to our table if that cheesy corn was not being served. So y'all, this is gonna be like a crowd pleaser.
No kidding.
And when I read it, I was like, wait, this is so easy. And you kind of just like throw it together, bake it in the oven. It's like one of those recipes. It's like an easy dump and go. My kind of recipe.
But the end result is magic.
Oh, it's gonna be magic, yes. Jessica also included a couple of pictures. I'm gonna post them right here. And I just have to tell you guys, whenever I was reading through all of the different recipes that you sent and just the stories behind them, who made them in your family, the pictures of like the recipe cards that are like, you know, have fingerprints and grease splatters and all kinds of stuff on them, and just like the stories behind the recipe, you touched my heart so much. I laughed, I cried. I mean, it was the joy of my week. So thank you so much to everybody that sent them in. Bunky is gonna actually make this recipe. I'm gonna tell him what to do, how to get started here. So we have a big saucepan. Go ahead and turn on your heat. And then we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter to our saucepan. Basically, we're gonna make a roux. So 2 Bunky's melted butter. I'm just gonna sprinkle in some flour, and Bunky, you start whisking us up. To that mixture, she says to add in some garlic powder, so I'm just gonna sprinkle it in. And then also a little bit of Lowry seasoned salt. Okay, now to that, I'm gonna add in my milk. She says to use whole milk. We don't have whole milk, so hopefully 2% is gonna be just fine.
The healthier version.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna add us in just a little bit more milk, okay? I'm really trying to make y'all's recipes proud over here. Now, to that, you're gonna add in cream cheese and shredded sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, I'm doing half a block of cream cheese because I'm kind of halving her recipe. And then the shredded cheddar.
That looks real good.
Yeah, it does. Y'all, look at how good this came out. It looks so delicious. We're gonna finish up making this other one, let this cool off, and then we'll dive into this while it's still warm and cheesy and melty. How you coming, B?
We're getting
Oh,
combined.
it's looking good.
Now what else is going in here?
Okay, just stay still. Let me go grab the other ingredients. Okay, now to Bunky's cheesy goodness, you're gonna add in your frozen corn. And then also to our corn and cheese, we're gonna add in some ham. I just got this ham steak. If you wanna get like some thick cut ham at the deli or however you wanna do it, we're gonna add in just like little cubes of ham in there. Tell me this is not gonna be ridiculously good. We're having all the ham tonight.
I know, I was thinking it's a shame that our other ham isn't ready in time to like put
in there. I thought the same thing.
That would be real good.
Yes, it would. Okay, Bunky has got this all combined. It is looking good. I went ahead and lightly greased my 9x13, so Bunky's just gonna pop that in here, and then we're gonna bake it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. I almost forgot, we're topping this with extra cheese too.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Do y'all see this cheesiness? Y'all, I hope you can see this. Wow, this is gonna be so good.
How is it?
Oh my god. This is what dreams are made of. The cream cheese, it's just like
Transformed.
Bunky. You just wait. See, this is when you take your cracker and you just go in like this. And y'all, look what Bunky got out. That is gonna be good on there.
Man, with that dill.
Camera died. Take 2.
Normally cream cheese is like so thick.
Thick, I know. It transforms.
It's like it turned into fluffy cheese.
Okay, try it with your pepper jelly.
Oh my gosh. So I think I figured out why you wrap that in the crescent roll.
Tell me.
It's basically to create like a pillowcase. So that you can get that cream cheese all nice and warm and it, you know, stay together, right?
Right.
So I was wondering why you had the crescent roll, but now I get it.
Okay, Harrison, we love it. Thank you so much for sending this in. I'm thinking I might have to make this for my family on Thanksgiving. We are like perfect timing because our ham only has like 5 or 10 minutes left on the grill. We're gonna take it off, glaze it, pop it back on for like 10 more minutes.
Yep.
So this can kind of cool off while that finishes. But like, I can already tell you this is gonna be a favorite for me. It smells good, doesn't it?
That and like the top of it, just
I know.
that cheese got that nice golden brown.
Ooh, it looks so good.
I want the edges.
Yes. While that ham finishes up, because I cannot even like stand myself anymore, can we just take a little bite?
We can see where you already had.
Okay, I took a bite, but Bunky, you get a bite.
I guess
I tried to trick you on like I didn't.
It's cooled down a little bit now too.
Yeah. You gotta try it. I'll tell you what I think after you tell me what you think. Did you get a bite of ham with it?
Mm-hmm. That is really good.
Yes. Y'all, this recipe is delicious.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Me too. And I want to tell y'all, mine might look like it's kind of shallow in that dish because I basically took her recipe and like halved it, if not a little bit less. But I will write out all of these recipes and leave them in my description box for y'all. But my favorite thing about this is like, you know, normally corn casserole is like very sweet, right? But this is like more savory and cheesy. Like you still get a little bite of the sweet from the corn.
It's not dense either.
No, it's very light. This is really, really good. Okay, friends, say it with me. Cheesy garlic grits casserole. Yes, please. I read the title of this recipe and I said, Bunky, we have to make this one. It sounds so good. This recipe is from Marie. She says this is a family classic that they make every single year. She said we always get a crazy look whenever we introduce it to someone new. Girl, you're not getting a crazy look from me. I'm excited about it. She said, but I promise you just have to try it. She said that when her grandmother used to make this recipe, she would use old school Kraft garlic cheese logs, which they do not make anymore. But she said, trust me, the recipe is still amazing and it's always on their table for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and usually Easter. I am so excited to try this out, so let's get started. So here are our main ingredients. You're gonna need some cornflakes, of course, some grits, garlic, 2 eggs, some sharp cheddar cheese. We'll go ahead and shred this, and then 1 stick of butter. Okay, so we're gonna add about 4 cups of water to our pot. I cannot spill it. And then about a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna bring this to a boil. Okay, so now that we're at a rolling boil, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of our quick cooking grits. That's hard to say. And then I'm just gonna kind of stir this. It's supposed to do it gradually, and here I am putting them like all in. Okay, so she says to kind of let this come back to a boil for just a minute, and then we are going to reduce the heat and then simmer uncovered, stirring for about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to move us over here because it says remove from heat. It's been about 5 minutes. We'll give it a little stir. These are already looking so good. Okay, so now it says to add in all of our shredded cheese. I'm gonna do it like a little bit at a time so I can kind of make sure it's melted nice and good. Can we just take a moment for like the beautifulness and color and consistency of these grits now? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, to that, we are also gonna add in our minced garlic, and she says 2 to 3 cloves. I'm gonna do like 3 humongous cloves because you guys know we love the garlic in this house. Okay, stir all that garlic goodness in here. I'm telling you guys, this might be like my dream recipe of all time. That is just beautiful. Okay, so now she says to add in half a stick of butter, so I'm adding that right there. And then our 2 eggs slightly beaten, so I'm gonna add those in. And then lastly, 1 cup of the cornflakes, and we are gonna put more on top once it bakes for a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of fold these in. Okay, so now we're just gonna pop this into the oven at 350 for like 45 to 50 minutes until this is like nice and golden brown. Then we'll melt the rest of our butter, add some more cornflakes on top, let it cook for like 10 to 15 more minutes, and this is gonna be ready. Now, I have to tell you guys, I had a couple of question marks when I first read this recipe because I was like, putting eggs in there, I just kept thinking like they were gonna scramble, and I was like, I don't see how this is gonna work. But because you take the grits off the heat, there's like no heat, so like by the time you add in the eggs, they just get nice and incorporated in there. They do not cook at all. Like they won't cook until they go into the oven. So that answered that question. And then I was thinking like the cornflakes inside the casserole, that's gonna get mushy. I don't think they're going to, okay?
I think the cornflakes are going to add a nice textural element.
Me too. So like no need to question the recipe.
And I can smell the garlicky goodness coming upstairs.
I put 3 huge cloves of garlic in there. I can smell it like everywhere. It's all over my hands and stuff. But y'all, I just can't even tell you. Like the whole time I was making this, I was just like smiling because I'm like, I cannot wait.
This is gonna be good.
It's gonna be so good. Okay, so now for this next recipe, we are making a broccoli casserole. Now, I don't normally eat broccoli casserole, so Bunky, you'll have to tell me if this is like similar to my dad's or if it's like a unique spin. But this actually comes from Courtney, and I have so much fun talking to her on Instagram too, my DMs. We always like go back and forth. And let me read you what she said about this broccoli casserole. So she said that this is always her most requested dish for the holidays and get-togethers. And she said it used to be her mom's dish, but now 15 plus years later, it's no longer her mom's dish, it's hers.
She's made it her own.
She's made it her own. And she says to use 2 packages of frozen chopped broccoli, like 10-ounce packages, and she says to thaw it in the microwave. Now I have frozen broccoli, but I don't have a microwave. So I opted for fresh broccoli. Hopefully that's gonna be just fine. And to answer y'all's question, because I know you're gonna ask about the microwave, we have no intention on getting one.
No, we've made it 9 months without one.
If we made it this far, we're gonna just keep on going.
There are a few times that it would be convenient.
Very few though.
But we've made it this far.
And not just that, but Bunky, isn't it like, okay, whenever we have leftovers or something, instead of using the microwave, like we reheat it like on the stovetop in a pan.
Or in the oven.
And it's so much better, y'all. Like it tastes so much better. So anyway, we're not getting a microwave.
And I think it helps us eat healthier, kind of.
Yeah, and whenever we're in the camper, if there's like anything that we love that's microwavable, which, you know, I love the Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls, I'll just eat it in the camper and be happy and get my little like fix, and then I'm good. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop this kind of like into little bite-sized pieces. Now I do want to make mention to you that if you make this recipe and you use the frozen broccoli and you thaw it in the microwave, she does say to make sure you wring out any excess water. Okay, so now to our broccoli, we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of minced onion, and I'm just eyeballing this, 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and last but not least, 1 egg. Okay, we're just gonna combine all of this as much as we can.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
You should put some cornflakes in there.
I'm doing her recipe, but I am gonna add in just a little bit of black pepper. I'm gonna do a pinch of salt, but I won't do very much because the soup already has salt in it. Just kind of like one big. That's good.
One big turn?
Yeah. Okay, Monkey, I feel like this is gonna be your most favorite recipe of all time. We gotta check on our grits. Oh, y'all. Look at that. Man, these look so good. Now for our cheesy grits, for the topping, we're gonna do 2 more cups of the cornflakes. And she does say that you can kind of like break these up a little bit if you want to. I'm gonna give him the rough chop with my fingers.
The hand chop.
The hand chop.
Karate chop.
And then we're gonna add in our other half a stick of butter to this. And melted, I should say. Add that right in. Okay, now back to our broccoli casserole. I did just reread her recipe, and she says that she does add in a little bit of garlic powder. So I'm gonna do the same thing. And she said salt and pepper to taste. For some reason, I just didn't read that the first time. Now we're gonna transfer this to our baking dish, but we're not done with it yet. So now you're gonna take sleeves of Ritz crackers and smush them up like this. Now you're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of butter and just kind of cut little pieces and lay them all along the top here. Now this is going into the oven at 350 for just 20 to 30 minutes and it will be done. And I just took our cheesy garlic grits casserole out of the oven and I'm about to dive in. The moment I have been waiting for. Like, you don't even know my excitement level, okay? And let me tell you this too. I'm like this really weird person where, Daisy May, you get a cornflake. I'm this really weird person where I eat sugar on my grits. And my favorite way to eat grits is with butter, sugar, and fried liver mush. Y'all, if you have never tried it, I'm telling you, there's something about it. Don't you think it's so good?
It is, but that's like a breakfast.
That's breakfast.
That's breakfast grits.
Right, I'm just telling you that's my favorite way to eat grits, okay?
These are savory dinner time
Right,
grits.
which I never ever eat like savory grits. I think that's why I'm so excited. I can like smell the garlic. I put a lot in there.
This is gonna change your world.
It is.
I feel like this is a very untraditional Thanksgiving side. However, it probably goes very well. You know?
Y'all.
What's making them so good?
This is like one of my favorite things I've ever eaten. I'm not even joking.
That's high remarks.
I am like at a loss of words. They're so good. Okay. The grits themselves are perfect. They're like not soupy. They're like fluffy. They are just like melt in your mouth, okay? You can taste that like sharp cheddar cheese. So they're also very cheesy. The garlic gives it that like savoriness. And then the cornflakes gives it this crunch. When I tell you they are so good, literally speechless. They're so good.
So these need to be on people's Thanksgiving table this year.
Next time I do like a best of recipes, this is it.
Going in there.
You have to try this, monkey.
Are you finding any egg in there or no?
There's no egg. That's what the egg just like helped like bind them and like help them, you know, sit up like a casserole or set up.
Whoa.
I was not kidding.
Whoa. Shockingly delicious.
Is it not so good?
Yeah, it's almost like they're like fluffy.
That's what I was saying.
And then you got a little nice crunch on top. Some nice garlic pulling through.
But you can really taste that garlic, but it's like in a good way.
And garlic is something you can control on an individual preference, so more or less.
Yeah, I want to say that if there was ever a recipe that I will follow to a T, there is nothing you could change about this. Like, it is absolutely perfect.
No, those grits are cooked like to perfection.
Perfection, y'all.
Exactly how I would want them to come out and be served to me.
Same.
These are good.
Oh my goodness. Like this recipe is wonderful.
I see this top piece right here. It's got a little cheese, onion, topping, all the right stuff in it. Okay. That's so good.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Is it better than Mr. Stevens?
Well, I can't say one way or the other. They're very different though. Like this kind of reminds me of
like a broccoli cheese casserole.
Like the broccoli salad that's cold, but a little cheesier and nice and warm, and it has like cooked onion in it, which imparted its way throughout the whole flavor of this thing.
And the Ritz cracker topping is like so.
Oh my gosh, this is good. This is really good.
It has the cream of mushroom soup in there too. I think that gave it like so much flavor.
I don't know what it's like when you use frozen broccoli that you've thawed. But this with the fresh broccoli, because it still kind of holds its texture.
It still gives you a crunch. This
is really, really good.
Ooh, okay. I feel like this is like one of your favorites.
This is awesome.
Oh, I'm so glad you love it.
Like I want this at every family gathering.
Okay, we might have to make this one and then take it to Thanksgiving and let people eat ours and Dad's.
Yeah. No offense, Dad. I mean, they are different.
Yeah, I've officially eaten my weight in these grits, just so you know, and it is like one of my favorite recipes in the whole wide world. I cannot wait to make these and take them to our family's Thanksgiving and let our family try these new recipes. They're incredible. And you guys sent in the best dessert recipes as well. So I'm actually gonna do an entire video, y'all's recipes, Thanksgiving desserts. So that is coming very soon, but these were all so scrumptious, and I'll have them typed out down below for y'all.
There are so many others that we might be able to just make around Christmas time.
That's true, because I have a lot more that we really wanted to make, so maybe you'll see your recipe on our channel in the next couple of weeks. Here it is. I am so excited to finally share with y'all our Christmas coffee mug. It launches this Sunday, November 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you love it as much as we do. It says filled with Christmas joy, and then if you look closely at that ornament underneath the S, there's a tiny little green dinosaur in there. I just love all of the different details, and I cannot wait to see you guys drinking your hot chocolate and sipping your coffee all season long with your Christmas mug. I love you so, so much. I'm so excited about this, and thank you for letting us be a small part of your home. I will see you very soon in my next one.